Well, good morning, everyone. I am Christina Ferroli, the Grants Program Coordinator with the Indiana Cooperative Development Center, and welcome to the 2023 Indiana Farmers Market Forum. We have a great lineup of speakers and topics both today and tomorrow, so I invite you to join us both days. All sessions will be recorded and made available on our Indiana Farmers Market Community of Practice website under Trainings and under the Indiana Farmers Market Forum tab. And I will turn it over to Amanda, who will introduce our speaker.
Hi, my name's Amanda Mosman. I work with Purdue Extension, and welcome to the 2023 forum. Just a few housekeeping items before we get to our first speaker today. Just want to remind everybody to keep muted during the presentation, but this is participatory. So if you have a question, feel free to use that lower toolbar, use that smiley face reaction button, raise your hand, or drop your question into the chat. So by dropping it into the chat, we can you can think of it and then get back to the presentation, and we'll circle back during the Q&A portion of the presentation and make sure to get those answered. So just towards the end of the presentation, the link for an evaluation survey will be available in the chat. We just really ask to take a few minutes, give us the feedback, complete the survey. We do look at those. The group looks at those, we pour over those, we use those to get ideas. So your feedback is truly valuable to make sure that this type of programming continues. So that will, towards the end of the presentation, make sure you float over to the chat and try to find that link. But our first speaker for the first day here is Felicity Say. She's the administrative assistant with virtual programs and community partnership at Health Visions Midwest there in Fort Wayne. Her role that she's speaking with us today is the fact that she oversees and manages the HEAL Market. The HEAL Market is Healthy Eating, Active Living Market there in Fort Wayne. It runs from July to October. Additionally, she plans and executes many other different community events such as health fairs and conferences for different community leaders and events. In 2020, she did graduate with her bachelor's in human kinesiology. However, she found out that her true passion was community health. So in 2022, she got her certification for a community health worker. And all that she does strive to serve her community with dignity and respect for everybody. So welcome, Felicia.
Thank you so much for having me. I am absolutely delighted to be here today. I'm just delighted to get to share about our HEAL Farm Markets. So without further ado, I can begin. And so I just wanted to make a quick mention that the HEAL Farm Markets are operated by Health Visions Midwest of Fort Wayne, which is the agency that I work for. And so Health Visions Midwest is a faith-based organization that works to advocate for the underserved, develop and facilitate partnerships, and address systemic community health disparities. And so just really the goal of these markets fall within our overarching mission, which is to support and empower people to live healthier lives. So I was super excited when I got to, come on to Health Visions, and then excited when I got to kind of help operate and manage the HEAL Farm Market. Sorry, now bear with me. Okay, there we go. So like Amanda said, the HEAL Farm Market stands for Healthy Eating, Active Living. So we kind of incorporate both, obviously the healthy eating aspect, which is, providing those fresh fruits and vegetables. And then we also provide different activities throughout the market to incorporate that active living aspect. So the markets are sponsored by the St. Joseph Community Health Foundation and Parkview Health. And in 2013 was when, so the markets actually began under the direction of the St. Joseph Community Health Foundation. So in 2013, they founded these markets. And then in 2020, they kind of gave the reins of operating the markets over to Health Visions Midwest. And in 2021 is when I came on to help operate and manage the markets. And our markets are known really for these different double up incentives. that are, sponsored through the St. Joseph Community Health Foundation and Parkview Health. And so a lot of our clientele kind of fall into those brackets where then they can redeem and receive that kind of buy $1, get $1 free of fruits and vegetables. And so I want to kind of just share a quick little video that kind of highlights our markets and kind of just gives an idea of what the markets look like on the day-to-day. So this video was created back, I think, in 2018. So there's been a few changes since then, but I think it does a really good job of just providing kind of an idea of what our markets look like.
We have a definite need to allow citizens of this community to have access to good fruits, good vegetables, good produce, and unfortunately, it's not always the case. We know we have food deserts in this community.
I'm just delighted to have the opportunity to experience this market today. We've heard about the HEAL program through Meg and the St. Joe Foundation, but it's different to just really be amidst it and to see the people who are benefiting from both the education, the food, the healthy activities. To see the children earning money to buy fruits and vegetables. So it's just a great experience in a project that does the poor handmaids proud.
10 years ago, I had a conversation with Sue Anger, and we were talking about our obesity. We were getting worse every year. How can we address this issue in our community? So my message today is HEAL is doing that. It was designed to address the food insecurity and the access barriers to healthy food. We have 5 farm markets. We're the only ones in town, a HEAL market, that will double SNAP purchases. So if you bring your SNAP card and you have $5 on your SNAP card, you'll get $10 in tokens. And these tokens can be used all summer long at any of our HEAL markets. If you are a WIC family, we have the WIC office. We have representatives sitting right there. They will take your WIC card and give you produce vouchers. So depending on the size of your family, you can get up to $36 in produce vouchers. We double that to $72.
Tell me what you think about it.
And for me,
Okay, I'm going to stop our video there, but I just kind of hope that that kind of shares just a little bit of, kind of the reason why the HEAL markets were started. So they were started to really tackle the rise in obesity. And by doing that, they really kind of recognize just all the barriers that prevent people from living a healthy life. And one of those barriers is not being able to access fresh fruits and vegetables. And so that's kind of the reason why HEAL markets came to be. And so we do a lot to kind of try to break down some of these barriers that prevent people from having the access to fresh fruits and vegetables. Oh. Sorry, let me get through this. See what's going on. Bear with me. Let me, I'm gonna stop sharing really quick, come back into my PowerPoint, but not be on that video. So when the HEAL markets were started, they also had an active, a cooking class. And that's not something that I'm over. So, but if you ever wanna learn more, then contact the St. Joseph Community Health Foundation and they will gladly talk to you about that. So we are going to just start it from right here.
We're always stuck on meat. Gotta have.
Okay, forgive me. I promise I checked this to make sure it would go through, and now it's just being finicky. But essentially, we do operate 3 HEAL markets. So I know the video talked about there being 5, but since things have changed just a little bit, so for the last 2 years, we have operated 3 farm markets. So our market locations are at Southside Market, We have a market at Parkview Greenhouse, and then one at McCormick Place. So all three of these markets are located in food apartheid, also known as food deserts. So they, there's not readily access to fresh produce in these places where grocery stores are far away. They might have convenience stores, but as we kind of all know, if you're only shopping at a convenience store, you're not getting those nutrition that you need. And so with especially our McCormick Place market, that's right across the street from an apartment complex. And so residents from that apartment complex have really shared with us how having this market right across the street really helps them eat healthier because they can just walk and purchase the produce that is fresh, a lot of times fresher than the grocery stores. And so we run the McCormick Place market just until the end of September. So that's our first market to close. And so a lot of times then those residents will come, the last few weeks and be like, oh my gosh, we're really going to miss you guys being right here in our neighborhood because you really do make it easier to get the fresh produce we need. And then while I am on this slide, I just kind of want to pay a tribute for anyone who is in the Fort Wayne area to two of our farmers who were at the Southside Market, Brenda Wozniak, who was the market manager, and Charlie Raber, who is one of our farmers. They both had been longtime HEAL partners and friends, and they both passed away recently. And so we are very saddened by their loss, and we really hold dear in our heart just the role that they played in making the HEAL Farm Market so successful at Southside Market. Brenda Wozniak would often welcome her customers to the market and say, why don't you stop at the HEAL table and see if there's anything they can do to help you? And so I just want to pay tribute to both of them today. So these are just some of the farmers that we partner with. This year, our farmer was Bishop George McGowan over here on the left with Urban Farms. And so he runs a program just kind of teaching some different urban farming techniques. And so one of his specialties this year that he brought to our markets was purple whole peas and long okra. So he, has some produce that's more common in the South. And so definitely some of our African-American customers who were looking for that produce were very delighted to receive it from him. And then over here in the top right, we have the Burmese Workers and Farmers Initiative. So this is a initiative that was started just a few years ago. And this year in 2020 was the first year that they kind of came alongside the HEAL market. So always, since the beginning, the HEAL market has really readily tried to serve the Burmese population here in Fort Wayne, and they had one farmer that they partnered with. And so this year, by partnering with the Burmese Workers and Farmers Initiative, we were really able to grow our service to the Burmese community. And so we had 13 Burmese farmers who sold alongside us. Then, of course, we also partner with Parkview Greenhouse. So they grow like microgreens, rainbow carrots, all those fun things in their greenhouse. So that's really fun for our customers to kind of learn just some of these. I think all in all, with all of our farmers, they get to experience some of that diversity in produce. They get to try new things. So it's been a really fun experience and just helping people learn that there's so much more produce than maybe what you might find in a normal, American grocery store. You might find at Walmart or Kroger, that there's just so much more fun things that you can try and that you can learn how to cut. And so really by having these farmers kind of partner with the HEAL Farm Markets, it's a win-win for both parties. And so I'll kind of talk briefly about just all the double up incentives that we offer at our markets, but then it really does help our farmers because they can then kind of receive some more income coming in for the hard work that they're doing. So we run our whole market through a ticket and voucher based system, which means that we are kind of converting, like we convert cash and credit card purchases over to a ticket. The same with our SNAP, EBT, PEBT, food stamp card. It has all those beautiful names. We convert that also over to a ticket. And so the reason for kind of these rainbow tickets is so that we can track the different grants that we have that allow us to offer the double up. So we have to track just all the different ways that we are able to really help our community. And so by using all these tickets, it allows us to do that. And so kind of going back to how we pay the farmers is that then our farmers will, collect the tickets from the customers, and then we count the tickets out, and that's how much we would pay them. And so our farmers get paid about a week later than when they turn in all their tickets. So that will allows us to kind of, really track everything, and then we can cut them a check for, how much produce that they sold. So by having the different grants that I'm going to be touching on really allows us to help break down those financial barriers that prevent people from being able to purchase the fresh produce that they need. So that's something that we are very passionate about, is really trying to break down just the different barriers that prevent people from eating healthy and then also having an active life. So one of the things that the Heal Markets is readily known for is the double up of WIC vouchers. So with the WIC Farmers Market Nutrition Program, the Fort Wayne WIC office, receives these vouchers, and we're very blessed to have a close relationship with the Fort Wayne office, because they will come to our market, set up their computer with their hotspot, so that then when their clients come, they can, check them off their list and issue them a voucher right there on the spot. So that kind of really cuts down on their clients, maybe having to go somewhere first to pick up a voucher, then having to come, somewhere else to spend the voucher, so they can come right to the market to receive the voucher. And then additionally, we double those vouchers. So they'll first, stop at the WIC table, get their vouchers, which this year they were $30 each. So they got their $30 voucher, and then they came to us, and then we doubled that. So we gave them $30 in tickets. So then both with the voucher and the tickets, they're able to shop at our markets. And I think something that's kind of cool and beautiful is that with the tickets, they don't all have to be spent at one time. So we have some families who will come, get their $60, maybe buy $10 worth of groceries for that day, and then they can keep coming back throughout the season until they use up their $60. And as some of you might know on this call, just that the WIC vouchers were delayed this year. And so we really, kind of wanted to figure out a way that we could serve the clients that came for WIC and that were waiting for their vouchers, because all the way in July, we had a lot of clients come through who are ready for their vouchers. And so what we did this year to kind of accommodate that is we actually offered the double up portion first, so that clients can come. And Tyann was really wonderful. She came out with all of her WIC stuff to find out, if someone was eligible, and then we'll mark off, okay, yes, this person, has received their $30 in the ticket. And then when the vouchers came in, then we invited them to come back and get their $30 in vouchers. So we're just really trying to figure out ways we can serve our community and really help them have the funds that they need. And then likewise, we also have a close relationship with Aging in Home Services of Northeast Indiana, who are over the Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program. And so in 2021 was actually the first year that we had someone from Aging in Home on site to issue the vouchers. And so if you kind of look at my little chart, you can see in 2020 where we didn't have someone on site, and then 2021 when we did, just that increase of vouchers being distributed and matched at our market. So that 4,955 is the match amount that we gave out. And so it's just a really, we absolutely love having Aging in Home Services at our markets, because we have a lot of seniors that come. And so just being able to get them signed up right there for a voucher, and then get that voucher, and then we double the voucher as well. And so this year, again, just like with the WIC vouchers, we also offered the double up portion of the senior vouchers ahead of time, just so that we could help our seniors. And something that I heard in a talk previously by Tyann from the WIC department was that by partnering with us, it actually has really increased their redemption rate of their vouchers. So it's a win-win, you know, for both organizations where we can kind of increase our redemption rates together. But then it's all in all a win-win for the customers because they're able just to stop in one place, get their voucher, get their double up, get their groceries. So we are very happy for that. And then the other double up incentive that we offer is through Double Up Indiana, which is managed by the St. Joseph Community Health Foundation. So Double Up Indiana allows us to double SNAP dollars. So a customer can have up to $20 per day doubled. And so this year, as you can see kind of through this chart down here, we had a really big spike in our double up of SNAP, which was just phenomenal. And so some of the reasoning maybe behind that is a lot of our customers might be on some of the other programs such as WIC and senior vouchers. And so because of the delay, they were able to then learn more about the SNAP double up. But then also we know just with everything rising in prices that we were glad we were able to offer this for our customers to really double their SNAP transactions. And so I guess just kind of to give, I don't know, an idea of how that looks when a customer comes with their SNAP card is that we use like a total pay little POS. And so we're able, you know, to take off $20 from their card. And then we will give them $20 in like our orange tickets and then also $20 in our white tickets. So if you look at my chart down here, the SNAP issued is, you know, what we're actually taking off from their card. And the SNAP match is what we're, you know, how we're matching it. And then again, with the SNAP redeem, that's, you know, how many orange tickets did we get back from the ones that were actually taken off from their card, and the SNAP match, how many white tickets are we getting back? So we were really happy to see just such a large increase in the SNAP dollars that were doubled this year, and then also just looking at our redemption rate. And I apologize, I forgot to add that in 2020, the reason why you don't see some of these redemption numbers on my charts is just because when we first kind of took over operating the HEAL markets, we were looking at the redemption kind of overall. And so we didn't break them out by SNAP, by WIC tickets, match, senior match, all of those little fun things. And so, but in 2021, we started really breaking things out so we can kind of have a bigger picture of just the redemption rate to see, okay, is what we're providing really helping our clients and our customers? And the answer is yes. And this year, one other thing I want to kind of make note of is that with the Double Up Indiana, it also allowed us to double the PEBT, so the pandemic EBT cards. And so that really helped a lot of families because these cards were reloaded right before the HEAL market started. And so by, you know, being able to double those cards as well was very beneficial. And I think we honestly would have done a little more SNAP issuing, but the second to last day I ran out of tickets. And so I think we would have hit over 9,000 if I hadn't run out of tickets, but I was so close to the end. And so we kind of had to bite that. And another program that we run through the HEAL Farm Markets is called the Power of Produce POP. And so this is in partnership with Purdue Extension of Allen County. And so Purdue Extension and their wonderful team, they come out to our markets and they set up just a safe place for kids to play games. And so, you know, just to engage kids in physical activity is really beneficial for our community, because a lot of these kids, they might not have a safe place to play, or they might not have the adult supervision that is, you know, necessary. And so with Purdue Extension being on site, they provide that safety. They provide a lot of fun. The kids absolutely love it. We have some kids who convince their parents that they need to come to our market so they can play with Jared and his team. Where I've talked to them and their parents are like, yeah, we don't need any groceries today. I mean, we got $40 last week. We don't need any more groceries right now, but our son wanted to come out and play with Jared. So we have a lot of kids come. And this is really also kind of breaking down again, one of those barriers that prevent people from being able to go to a grocery store is just, if I'm shopping, it's hard for me to maybe, keep an eye on my kids. But by having this safe area, the parents know that they can come, maybe they could stand in line if need be while they wait for the services that they're getting doubled, and that their child is in a safe and healthy place. And then additionally, when the child, spends time in physical activity, and when they're done, then we issue them a $3 Power of Produce coupon for that child then to come to the market and be their own little shopper. So it is literally the cutest thing ever. We have all these young kids coming, and it really just provides them with the opportunity to try new things, right? So as you can see, this little girl here on the right, she bought a whole bunch of corn with her $3 when the corn song, for some of you who know it, was popular last year. A lot of our kids came and tried corn, but it just really allows kids the opportunity to try new produce. So we've had, kids who have never tried a peach before. Then they're able to buy a peach and decide, do I like this? Do I not like it? We have kids who come and they'll, buy some of the Burmese produce. And so it kind of allows that cultural, learning environment as well. And our farmers, all of them are ready to share recipes. So I remember in 2021, I had a little boy come and he decided he needed to buy a zucchini. Because at first I thought maybe he wanted a cucumber. And so I tried to kind of explain the difference, and he was head set on. He wanted to try a zucchini and he needed to know how to prepare it. And so one of our farmers, came and sat down with him and kind of just went over some recipes, which was really wonderful, because then it's really teaching kids at a young age to kind of have that power and that, sense of being like, okay, I have that power to buy my groceries. I can pick out what I want, and I can start making that lifestyle of eating healthy. And so if you look at our little chart down there, this year in 2022, we did issue more pop coupons than last year, which is phenomenal. We had a lot of kids come to engage in the pop program. At one point, we had to kind of make a system to know who received a coupon, because there were just so many kids. It was hard to say, okay, I've given you a coupon, I've given you a coupon. Have I given you a coupon? I don't really know. And so we even had to kind of figure out a way to kind of better track all the kids, just because there were so many who were so excited. And then we also accept at our market VeggieRx, which is a program prescription that is managed and run through Parkview. And so when a kind of how it works is that if a client has different kind of chronic conditions, then their doctor can give them a prescription for vegetables. And so we're one of the sites that accepts VeggieRx. So all of our farmers who kind of farm under us or, partner with us, then they're able to accept the VeggieRx through Parkview. And so in 2021, I believe it was, Parkview got a bigger grant to really expand their VeggieRx. So as you can see in 2020, we had about $1,500 come through. And then since then, so in 2022, this last season, we had about $19,000 come through our market just in VeggieRx. And then also with our cash and credit purchases, you can kind of just see just some of the numbers from that. So we do have customers who maybe don't qualify for any of the other programs, but they do come with their cash and credit, so they're able to spend that. I do want to mention that with all of the other kind of payment sources that we've talked about, like the FMNP, the SNMP, and the SNAP. We double all of those, but for the pop coupons, VeggieRx, and cash and credit, we do not double that. So that is just face value. But again, we are able to break down, some of those transportation barriers that might prevent someone from being able to access the grocery store by having a farm market right there in their neighborhood. And so this kind of just looks at some of our redemption totals from this year. We were very, very pleased just to see such a high redemption rate. And I think that really just speaks to the volume of the need that's out there, is that all of these programs are, the clients really need them, and they're really going to use the finances that they're given to really help themselves live a healthier life. And so it was just really great getting to see such high redemption rates. I mean, I think a lot of that also is due, again, to high inflation rates, is that any type of help that someone can get, they're going to use it. And then over here in the kind of bottom right corner, I just have our number of transactions. So with all of our markets, when someone, wants to get their WIC voucher doubled, their senior voucher doubled, do SNAP or do cash and credit, then we actually handwrite down all those transactions so that we can say, okay, this is how many transactions we did that were just for, doubling of WIC. This is how many transactions we did that were for, changing cash and credit into tickets. So I do want to mention, though, is that with VeggieRx in the pop, those two do not stop at our table, because they've already, since we don't double those, they can just go right into the market. So this number of transactions doesn't actually fully encompass all of the kind of financial changes that are happening through our markets. And then I want to talk a little bit about just some of the cultural care that we try to provide at our markets. So as you might have seen in some of our pictures and videos, we do serve a very large percentage of Burmese clients, so clients from Burma. So they make up about 60% of our customer base. And so in 2021, we started working with a Burmese interpreter to have her on site to really kind of provide both direction, right? So when people come, they can feel welcome. They can, a lot of them, maybe this is their first time and they're not really sure how it works. So she's able to really provide that to them. And then she's also phenomenal in helping like the WIC team in translating, and interpreting for them to maybe, ask about where their WIC card is, just different information like that. She also does a really great job of, helping seniors be able to access the senior vouchers. And so it's been really just a great partnership to work with her, because she has such a heart for the community. And so she really helps expand our programs, because as soon as I always tell her, it doesn't matter if the customer is Burmese, what language they speak, she's always right there ready to kind of help somebody and say, okay, yeah, let's see, maybe you qualify for this program, maybe you qualify for this program. And so that's been really, really helpful to have her there. And then we also translate our flyers so that they're not only just in English, but that they're also in Burmese and Spanish. And as you can kind of see here on my screen, our whiteboard that has all the prices for the day also has the prices there in Burmese. And then we also try to kind of meet some of the diversity in Fort Wayne by having, we have African-American farmers, Burmese farmers, a Latino farmer, and then also some Caucasian farmers. So just trying to really meet the needs that we have in Fort Wayne by being able to offer a diverse produce section. And again, kind of going back to our Burmese interpreter, she does a great job too of helping, the Burmese farmers be able to communicate with people who are interested in the produce that they're selling, but maybe don't know how to make it. So then she does a phenomenal job of being that bridge and, helping people kind of understand and get to learn. So it's all a learning experience. And while I'm on this slide, I do kind of just want us to look at that long line of people. That is really common especially for people who are receiving the WIC vouchers, is that there is this long line. And so my first year being at these markets, I was just truly humbled by seeing this long line, but I was also just overwhelmingly humbled because it started raining, like downpour, heavy raining. And I was ready to clean up the market. I was like, nobody's gonna stay. It's literally raining so hard. All of our customers are gonna go home, so I better start cleaning up. And our lines did not move. Our customers knew that they would be willing to, they were willing to wait out in the rain because they were just so in need of the WIC vouchers, the senior vouchers, the doubling of the SNAP. They were just so in need of those different payment sources, and then also the doubling aspect and of, the fresh produce that's right there. So they stood there in the rain. And this year, luckily, we didn't have the rain, but we had intense heat. And so again, our customers, they were ready to stay. They were ready to stay in the heat. And so this year we really tried to kind of help keep people safe. So we had to kind of set up tent awnings all along where people might be kind of having to wait in line just to kind of protect them from the heat. And kind of the last thing, I just really love this picture. Just thinking about, again, the long lines. So last year when I started, I witnessed these long lines and kind of, post-season while I'm debriefing, considering things, I wondered, was there anything we could better be doing for our customers while they had to wait? I know that they're waiting to receive valuable incentives and help, but at the same time, having to wait in line for 45 minutes, it seems like a waste of time. And so this year, we were pleased to be able to offer some wraparound services, just to kind of provide some holistic care and, provide people with some engagement while they waited in line. So over here on the left, we invited the Shepherd's Hand Community Outreach Center, who they run a diaper drive or a diaper bank. And so Sally, I didn't get a picture of her before, before she gave out all of her diapers, but she came with, I don't know, maybe 9 of those three-story bins that had diapers of different sizes, wipes, pull-ups, just these different things that a lot of moms need and, that babies obviously need. And I want to say within 30 minutes, she was completely out. And she even had to take down information from people. Like she had to take down, I think, just their zip code, but still just that need was there. And so she was super happy to come and partner with us. And she said that this was one of the fastest experiences that she had in having all of her diapers and wipes and pull-ups be gone. Then we've also partnered with like Anthem, who was able to come and kind of explain some Medicaid and just some insurance questions, provide some of that kind of information. She also provided like hygiene kits, exercise equipment such as jump ropes, pedometers. So just different things, again, that our customers also are in need of. And then she was able to do that. We also did quite a bit with Parkview's dietitians, where they had recipe cards for some of the produce that's, readily available at the markets, and then also gave them a tasting. So they could kind of go in and talk to her, ask her questions, and she was able to provide them with a lot of tasty food. And then some other services that we provided included some mental health kind of discussion where we had our wellness coordinator from Health Visions Midwest just talk to people in line, mingle with people in the markets to ask them, are you, how's your mental health, especially coming out of the pandemic? We know mental health has really decreased. And so something that Health Visions does is we do a lot of like education classes surrounding chronic conditions, but then also some mental health classes. So the Wellness coordinator was able to really kind of engage with people and then help them, if they needed more services or if they needed referrals, then she was able to provide that as well. So we are hoping to continue these wraparound services next year. So I'm hoping to be able to offer kind of more health screenings, especially. A lot of the clientele we serve are people of color, and they are disproportionately affected by chronic conditions, so such as like diabetes, heart disease. So I'm hoping that we can kind of, again, just make it easier for our customers where they can do a one-stop shop, get their fresh produce and vegetables, but then maybe also get their A1C checked, see maybe what's going on so that we can really better serve our community. And I think, as a social service agency, being able to work and manage and operate the Hill Markets is really, it makes my heart happy because we have a lot of customers who come to the market and they'll come to my table and talk to me and they'll say, I don't know what I'm eligible for. I don't even know if I qualify, but I'm here. And if I can get anything that I can take home, that would really help me and my family. And so then I can kind of go through our list of the different programs we offer to say, maybe you might fall under this category. Let's go talk to them. Let's go talk to the representative from Aging in Home Services. You've told me your age. So let's see if you're eligible for a senior voucher that we can then double. And so the Heal Markets are really, they were created to serve the community, and that's really what they're doing. And so I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for just letting me share just my heart and my passion for the Heal Markets. It's been such a learning experience being able to kind of operate these, and it has been a lot of fun. And so I'm going to stop my sharing so I can kind of get to some of the questions. And then again, if there's something that I maybe just blew through too fast, I would love to answer any questions people have. And so I see a question. I'm going to just try to go through the chat box where Morgan asks, where are these tickets purchased from? So we use which now that, someone's asked, I can't remember the exact place, but we have a vendor that we've used for the last few years that allow us to design the tickets, which as you could see, then it had, our Heal logo on them. And then also our Health Visions Midwest logo and kind of the expiration date, which I should say that our tickets don't carry over year by year. So whatever is issued in 2022 had to be used by the end of 2022. And so that kind of allows us then really to kind of track that redemption rate. So we could say this year, this is how much, was issued in SNAP, and this is really the redemption rate of SNAP. A question says, who pays for the labor of the WIC and senior program voucher on site? So that would come through those agencies who run, for the senior vouchers, that's done through Aging in Home Services. So a representative from Aging in Home Services comes on site, and it's kind of their agency is the one who pays for their salaries, and the same for WIC. And so in 2021, for instance, when we had the representative from Aging in Home on site, he really shared with me that in 2020, because of the pandemic, they weren't able to distribute a lot of their vouchers. And so together, the two of us really worked together in finding ways we could get more seniors involved in that program so that his redemption rate would increase. And so most of the time, the WIC and the senior program is only on site at our Parkview Greenhouse Market and our McCormick Market. But then during that time when the representative from Aging and Home Services was trying to get rid of actually all of his vouchers. Then I took him to on-site to be at Southside Market, which we were able to get another vendor table there. And then I also took him to some of the other, we have a partnership with like Hardee's Farm Market, where they're allowed to accept our tickets and vouchers. So I took him there and we were on site to double and, offer it there. So kind of working together to help them get all of their vouchers distributed, and then also be able to offer our double up. And so for the tracking of the children's pop coupons, so what I guess we do is first we track it both by, how many pop coupons are we giving away? And so I have a lot of sheets that I use at these markets. So like all of our transactions are handwritten down on a sheet. And so the same with pop coupons, where I'll track how many coupons I give to Purdue Extension to give out to their kids. And then, if they need more, then I'll write down more that I gave out. And if they didn't give away all their coupons, then then I'll just write that in too. So I'll know, okay, at this market, let's say we gave out 20 coupons, and then kind of how we had to combat that situation of having so many kids that it was hard to control who we already gave a coupon to. We did use hand stamps, so that then it was like, okay, yes, you have a stamp. I know I gave you $3. You have a stamp. You don't have a stamp. Let me stamp you and give you your $3. Thank you so much, Roberta, for your kind words. And so for Anna's question about, is WIC there every market? So they are there when they have their vouchers. So this year, the vouchers were delayed until about the middle of September. So, but we started offering the WIC double up portion at the beginning of September. So it kind of took us a while to get things kind of organized and figure out how can we offer a double up in a different manner. And so then, yes, they were there. They don't come out to our Saturday markets, but they were there for our Wednesday and Thursday markets until they gave out all of the double up. And then again, when they gave out all of their checks. And also for your question, was your increase in SNAP in part due to increased exposure? If so, how did you spread the word? And I really think that our increase in SNAP was due to our exposure, even though the double up of SNAP has been really kind of in part of the market since the beginning. Because of the other programs that are offered, maybe people just weren't as aware of it. But because the programs were delayed, then a lot of people came and they said, okay, wow, like what can I do? I have my WIC card, I'm ready for my WIC voucher. So then we were able to ask them, well, by any chance, do you have a SNAP card, also called EBT, or maybe did you receive the pandemic EBT? And so then, once people kind of heard that, then they really told their friends, their neighbors, other people, like, come to this market with your EBT card and they'll double it, $20 each day. And so for some of our clients, they might come to 2 or 3 markets a week, so that then they can get that $20 doubled at each market, and they can actually get all the produce that they need. For the next question that says salaries, who tracks the reimbursements of the vouchers? So I think that's done both. I mean, we check it, we track it on our site, on our end too, to say, okay, we've doubled, XYZ amount of vouchers. How many vouchers then did our farmers actually receive and take in? And so at the end of each market, our farmer will come, because I'm not a farmer, so I'm actually not allowed to kind of hold the vouchers at all. So at the end of the market, I will meet with each of the farmers and they will count out how many vouchers they received so that I can kind of track it that way. But then also I can't speak for the WIC office or the Aging in Home Service offices, but I know that they also have a system where then for the payment system, so then they can kind of track it there as well. And I will say that there's a lot of paperwork kind of going along this question. I apologize. Let me read it. It says, our markets want to participate, but we're finding the paperwork and labor prohibitive without a dedicated and compensated staff member. So any tips are appreciated. And I would just say it is very labor intensive. I mean, I run about 3 different sheets at each market because I have to track each of the different money sources that we're doubling or that are being accepted at our market. And then I take my sheets, come back to the office, put them in an Excel document so that I can kind of track them that way. I am so blessed, and I need to give a shout out to our finance team at Health Visions because they really keep me in line and they help me make sure I added everything correctly. And so it is labor intensive, but it's so worth it. Like, so worth it. I just want to encourage people. And I guess, if there's something I can do to kind of give maybe input or ideas or even just show how we've done it, you can contact me. I know that my email has been put in the chat. So I would love to kind of be able to offer some ideas, not saying that what we do at our market, is easy or might work for your market, but if anything that I can offer to help other people be able to serve their community, I definitely want to. And so then I see a question that says, who provides the funds for the WIC doubling, the POP coupons? And then I also include the senior doubling. So all of that doubling aspect comes through our sponsors, which is the St. Joseph Community Health Foundation and Parkview Health. So they pay for that part. All right, is there I think I've answered all. Okay, I will. And it looks like Jared, who's on the call, and he's super wonderful, has put the link for like the double up incentives. And so especially if there's any people on the call who aren't familiar with Double Up Indiana, that is the one that allows us to double our SNAP. I would definitely suggest looking into them because when we first started the Heal Markets, we were the only market that doubled SNAP. But now because of Double Up Indiana, so many more markets are able to offer that. And I think that's just super wonderful. And so we want more people to know about these services. So definitely check that out.
Thanks so much, Felicia. We appreciate it. It's just some wonderful, wonderful work you guys are doing in your community. So any last questions? Pop them in the chat and we'll make sure that they get answered. But I do want to bring attention, Christina has posted the session survey form in the chat a few times. So please float over to the chat and click on that and fill out that because we do utilize that. And again, just thanks so much, Felicia. It was great. I'm going to turn it back over to Christina.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, thank you, Felicia, for a fantastic session. And as I noted in the chat, this session is being recorded and all sessions will be recorded and uploaded onto our website. You just go to trainings tab and then go to the Indiana Farmers Market Community of Practice and you will find the recordings. In fact, last Farmers Market Forum 2022 is all the session recordings are still available on that website. So please check that out. It's good. It's going to take me about a week or two to get that all done, but they will be up there. Thank you. And again, thank you so much, Felicia, for a phenomenal session. Please reach out to her if you have any other questions. I'm sure she will gladly answer them. We had some really good discussions. So thank you, everyone. And I will give everyone an extra about 10 minutes. Please join us at 11:15 for volunteers at farmers markets with our market manager panel discussion. So thank you all and have a good rest of your morning, and please join us at 11:15.